Hey, everybody. Welcome to JD Talks. It is episode 2 coming at you. All right. So, just to quickly recap everything that's been going on, Sunday, this past week. Okay. For those tuning in live, thanks for coming on in. For those on demand, listen, it's really good to have you here. And I want you to be as engaged as possible. We're diving down into this. If you missed this first episode, tune in on that later. Okay. Be able to check it out. We'll go over a couple of things and it'll be some fun. Okay. And it's just a great way of just establishing your routine, getting yourself up to speed and also just, kicking butt. I'm not ready to swear yet. I don't know if I can get away with that yet. So, a couple of things here. All right. Routine. We established our routine. Did you stick to it? Were you able to wake up at least 30 minutes earlier than your set alarm? All right. I might be having a little special guest come in very soon. I can hear. Hi, pup. Okay. So as we're she's hilarious. You are so funny. All right, hey, I need you up on the bed. Let's go. Up. Yep, get up there. Go on. Come on, get up there. All right, she's adorable. Anyway, so we established our routine. We got ourselves going and flowing. We woke up 30 minutes earlier. We wrote a list of things to do, and it's been good. It's been solid. Okay. Now we're here. It's the middle of the week. Okay. Couple of things. I'm going to call myself out. I got lazy one day. All right. I got really, what do you put it? How do you put it? I just kind of got a little sidetracked by my own interests. And I still was able to get my list done, but I failed to get to bed at the time that I wanted to get at. All right. So I gave myself a window of 9:30 to 10:30, and it was past 10:30, and I was so I got to be accountable for that. I'll call myself out. I got to do better, and I will do better. Okay. One other thing though, because of that though, I was able to own up to it and do better the next day. And that's what the winning is all about. All right. So now we're here. Even if you're on demand, I want you to just write me in the comments. Were you able to stay up on it? Like, were you able to stay committed to your own promise that you made to yourself? So feel free to comment that, and feel free to comment whenever you feel like it. Now, going into the next part of the nitty gritty stuff is your story, finding your vision, your why. And I had to think about this. I've been up since 5, thinking about just your vision, your why. Having a clear vision will make your future a reality. I'm going to say that again. I wrote this down to make sure I said it right too. All right. So having a clear vision will make your future a reality. Get up onto the bed. Go. 1, 2, 3. Get up there. Come on. Up on there. She's staring at me right now. If you could see her. No, it's not playtime. Let's focus though. All right, JD, focus. So I just want to share with you my story, what became my why also became my how I lead. There she is. Look at that booty. The side eye of disappointment. Oh my gosh. We're just going to enjoy this just for a second. All right, second over. Okay. So my story, I've got 2 for you that go hand in hand with each other. Okay. I call it my dance story because it was my first, like, oh my gosh, I made it. All right. When I was living in Chicago at that time, and I was pursuing a dance career, and I was late to the game. I studied off of YouTube. Woo, YouTube, what? And I was able to learn everything from there, which is why I love using this platform, because it's done so much for me. So now I want to be able to do more for others with this. Became a YouTube learner, and I was just pursuing dance and just crushing it every single time with everything that I was doing. And I was like, okay, I could either stay in Chicago and feel comfortable, but then accept the fact that this is my reality. And then accept the fact that this is now what it is. And I saw it like clear as day, to be honest with you. And it wasn't my friends. I love my friends there. They were so amazing. And I'm still friends with them to this day, and we still keep in touch. But it was the adventure, the experience, the experience that I knew that I needed to be better. And I wanted that. So I set a goal for myself when the opportunity came up to move to New York City. Uh-huh. All right. And I made sure that it wasn't for anybody else but myself. If I was going to do this, uproot myself completely and just give it a go, I had to do it right. Okay. So I set a clear goal for myself, a vision, something that I believed in my heart and soul that was there. One, the show that I was going to book, it was going to be in Times Square. That's right. I had to do it right. The uh the money had to be salary. That's right. I had to make the buku bucks. And it had to be on or off Broadway. So for contracts that are available, that's not very ladylike, Missy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I caught that. Hello. Okay. All right. You can see her little unicorn right here too. I'm not distracted at all. Gotta just remember to shut the door next time. Jeez, Missy. Okay, so I set three things for myself, and I was just very clear on it. It was Times Square, salary, and on or off Broadway. You done? Okay. and and I decided to just roll with it. And I was like, make it as hard and as impossible as it can be. So I moved to New York. I had little to nothing. Like I had two suitcases, and that was it. I was making like 400 bucks a week. And if you know what 400 bucks a week will get you in New York City, it will get you literally nothing. I weigh 165 right now. I was literally like 130 pounds, maybe a little bit lower than that. I ate maybe one meal a day. Trader Joe's mac and cheese boxes were my life. And uh, that was the life right there for me. That was what I was working with. So, as brutal as that sounds, it made it a reality for me to realize I can either make this happen, I can make it my dream, and if nobody else believes in me, I will go for it regardless. So I did. And I grinded and I worked. And if you're familiar with the dance community, the dance world, the arts world, you know that it is a fight for your life kind of world, right? It's scary. It's scary because it's like you live paycheck to paycheck. You have to have multiple jobs in order to just make ends meet. And sometimes you just live off of the overdraft fees that accumulate from your bank. Yeah. Like it was that kind of life. So fast forward for 4 years, about 4 years. And I had lost one of my best friends to cancer. Rest in peace. He was a true person that supported my fitness career. Believe it or not, I was starting to get into it, and it was one of those things that when it had happened, I was so devastated that, believe it or not, after that had happened, he passed. 2 days later, um, I got an email. It was for a show. Guess where? In Times Square. It was off Broadway. It was salary. So after 4 to 5 years of grinding, of literally eating crap, little to nothing, just barely making it by, starting to pursue a fitness career as well, and then losing my best friend at the time, all of a sudden, magic. Pretty cool, right? So after I got that, I realized, oh my gosh, it worked. And I'm hearing, and the more and more that I'm studying the or listening to other people that have done it and done it right, like like motivational speakers, like Tony Robbins. I follow Bedros Keuilian as well. Woo! Shout out to you, man. And Jim Rohn, Les Brown. There are so many people out there, Mel Robbins, that do such good for others that I didn't have access to them until later. And then as I'm listening to them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I do this. I've done this for myself. And I can't believe it worked. So I realized, okay, sweet, I got it. I can do this. And then as I was transitioning out of the dance world, I was like, wow, I really did it. But I'm ready to leave this and part with it. So I realized I have to give myself a new vision, but I had never done that before. And I didn't really know what to do. So as I was transitioning into fitness, I came across boxing. My love for boxing was real, true. And when I was involved in it in the beginning, it was there as like a way of healing too. Because if you've ever, from just like, I'm just going to say from man to man, because I myself am a man, and I don't tell anybody anything, including I'm getting better at it now. But from man to man, if you don't have something physically draining to do, like whether it's lifting weights, moving heavy stuff, punching stuff, kicking stuff, in an appropriate manner, you realize you need that. And I realized that I needed that in my life. And I went so far as to say, wow, I really love boxing a lot. So I came across boxing through a couple of places. First one was Shadowbox. Um, it was the boutique fitness world, but what I wanted from that was to dive into the real world of boxing. So when I was in it, I knew what it would be like to talk to a fighter one day and be like to talk to someone that's never seen it before in their life. I wanted that perspective more than ever. So as I started to tell myself, I was like, I think I could do this. I think I could do this. I was like, all right, I'm going to fight. So here we are again. And to myself, I didn't tell anybody, I envisioned what my fight was going to be like. And I picked a couple of things. All right. First off, shout out to my opponent. You made me better and stronger in that moment than ever before. You know who you are. I envisioned what my opponent looked like. I literally wanted the most impossible looking target or guy on the planet that would scare me to death. That would actually make me want to consider quitting. And believe it or not, I got this Mike Tyson looking guy. He was so jacked. And there were videos of him knocking people out. And I was like, guys, this is my first fight. What are you doing to me? And I was like, in my head, I imagined this. I was like, okay, this guy's gonna be like this Mike Tyson looking guy. He's gonna come at me in the first round and it's gonna go crazy. He's gonna try and knock me out. Number 3, I'm gonna go all 3 rounds. I'm gonna come out winning. Believe it or not, the fight's up on my YouTube. So if you ever want to see it, I'm gonna try and find a way to link the fight to this one. All right. If not, it's on my YouTube. I'm still navigating that and figuring it out. But the fight itself was great. It was at Gleason's gym. Shout out to my family, my second home over there, John Guzman, Charlie Guzman, and Joselito Guzman. The Guzman brothers are from the Dominican Republic. Joan is a 2-time world champion, and I had the pleasure of learning how to box from all 3 of them from the fight world. And it just truly, and anybody else that had an impact in my life as well, you know exactly who you are. Please do not think that I'm canceling or forgetting anybody. I want to stay on topic here. But you all know who you are. You made me and my life. You actually basically saved me at the time. I was really at the worst point in my life, and you saved me. Okay. So the fight went exactly the way I thought it would because I envisioned it. And I truly believed that it would go down this way. But it didn't happen because I just was like, all right, well, I'm just going to fly at the seat of my pants and just expect it to happen this way. No, I dreamt about it each and every single day. I woke up thinking about it. I would train every single day. I'd train for 10 months straight. I didn't plan to go that long for training, but I planned to just treat it like a job, Monday through Friday, on top of my job that I was also balancing, 1 to 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, boxing. I trained with my coaches. We had a plan, and there was sparring days. There were days that I just didn't want to do it anymore, and I still made it work. Still made it work. So for 10 months, I just lived that life, and I was like ready for war. And if you know that feeling of like always being in it and just like on alert, does stuff to you. So I was ready. The fight happened, went exactly how I planned. And it was such an amazing moment for me. I also actually came out winning too. Just I can't remember if I even said that, but I got the W. And it was such a great fight. I took a beating to my head because there were just points where I just didn't care anymore. This was like, just hit me. I'm just gonna keep coming at you. And it was really cool. But I had a big old cut over my eye. my, my wife now was she was dabbing my I got the best, let's be clear, I got the best sleep of my life. All right. That night. It was the best sleep I've ever gotten. And poor my wife was and Missy here were dabbing my eye, making sure no blood would get on the pillows. So love y'all. Um, but how cool is that? So look at that. Two examples of having a clear vision and getting exactly what you want. Why can't you do that? Why can't I do that again? So I want you to do this for your exercise. If you feel like you're, and this is me to a T, and I'm saying this because I feel like if this is me, this has got to be everybody. If you feel like your thoughts are so scattered that like you're like, I can multitask and do all these other things, but sometimes I just get distracted and I go like to other things. For example, right now, right? Pull it back in, JD. Pull it back in. All right. So your vision for yourself will control those other thoughts. And to make it a little bit easier, you're going to put it down on a piece of paper. And you'll put it somewhere where you can see. It's in an obvious place. It's not anywhere that you can, tuck away and hide. It's not about hiding anymore. Remember, we made a promise to ourselves at the top of the week on Sunday. Ain't nothing wrong with making another bigger promise, right? By making promises to yourself, you'll become more accountable for your wins and especially your losses. Think about that. When we acknowledge our losses as our own mistakes, especially if they really are our own mistakes, and most of the time they are. If we can acknowledge our own mistakes, I promise you will start to see things a little differently. You'll be able to move past blaming others and making excuses for as to why you can't get what you're trying to get to in your life. Ooh, that one stung a little bit. Feels good. Feels good. If there's anything that I ever want to be with all of you it's being real. I really hope that I can continue to help open and create a safe space for you to acknowledge these things because when you've gone through probably you can say like some of the most toughest things in your life. I'm in my 30s now. Like my 20s were rough. It was teenage years were, oh my gosh, they were awful. I'm like finally as I'm starting to realize what I've done in the past, I'm realizing what I've done to become successful, and now I'm making it more of a habit for me. Right? So I have my next vision. Just to be clear, just so you can kind of hear where my thoughts are at. All right? And if you don't have a pen and paper, grab it now. Do it. Grab it now. Okay? Write your vision down. And again, having a clear vision will make your future a reality. Again, I'm going to say that again to the camera, so I got you. Having a clear vision will make your future a reality. Okay? So my goals, let me just get my paper right here. I got quite a lot of things that I want to accomplish, but I want to share something that I think is going to be a part of my journey that I document with all of you. I love lifting weights. I love it so much. When I fought, I was 140 pounds, not lifting a single weight. I was all body weight, all calisthenics. And I thought, man, this is the best thing ever. I got injuries though, but this is the best thing ever. No, I was so wrong. Had I started lifting weights, my punches would have been insane. I'm so strong now. All right. Like it's insane. My body I filled into my body, still filling into it. But on top of that, lifting weights. I started a journey called My Road to 225, and that's hitting 225 pounds in your big three. That's bench, squat, deadlift. I've hit squat. I could pretty much do deadlift if I wanted to try. I haven't really tested it out yet because I've just been taking my time. But bench, I've been, that's the last one that I'm going to hit. But it's not just hitting that number. I want to be able to do those numbers as comfortably as possible. That's right. 225 pounds on your back, in your hands. picking it up, putting it down repeatedly. I want that so badly for me, and I see it happening probably by the end of this year with the bench, at least. For squat, I'm getting very close. I have a good system down, and my body can keep up with it. Deadlift, it's probably there. It's probably there. And then so we have our three big three, the 225 club, as I like to call it. I want to get there. And then I also have I do really well with competition. So I definitely want to run a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon at some point. If I get to it, great. If I don't, my priority is lifting. So you see what I did there? I set a big vision for myself, something very specific of what I want to hit and when I want to hit it by. So most likely by the end of the year. And then I created now a little subdivision of if I can get to it, great. But it's on my radar of list of things to do. But priority is the number one. So at the end of all of this, everybody, I need you to find your number one, find your why, find your purpose, find your vision. Because when you have your purpose, you will feel fulfilled. Each and every single day, you will be reminded as to why you're doing this in the first place. Okay? I'm really proud of all of you. We're halfway through our first week of doing this, and this is where you can see me again. All right. So again, this is YouTube Live. All right. Every Sunday and Wednesday, I will be doing a live from my home. At the start of the week, we get ourselves ready for the week. At the middle of the week, we talk about what worked, what didn't, and maybe a little story for you along the way. All right. You might even see Missy again. Gosh, what a little turd. All right. You need to wait for me to sign off, please and thank you. All right. So with that being said, again, every Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch me there. All right. And if you like something, if you want to see a little bit more of something, hit me up on Instagram at Julian Devine. Hit me up on Twitter. I like it. I like Twitter so far. It's fun. It's fun. I'm kind of getting the hang of it. So what my tweeters, where you at? All right. I'm JD. Thank you for talking with me. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, reach out, hit the comments. This video will be on demand shortly. And I will see you all on the flippy flop. Peace out.